has the increased cost of living affected the most? Has the pandemic further increased the wage inequality? What are the policy measures that the International Labour Organization has suggested? This is all what we will be looking today. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be talking about the lingering labor crisis post-pandemic and the reports which is given by the International Labour Organization. So let us first look at the timeline of the video. First we'll be looking at the news. Then what does the report say? The two reports which has been given out by the International Labour Organization. Then what is the scenario in India, and is the inequality really rising after the pandemic? Then what is the impact of job loss on people's life? Then what are the remedies suggested by the ILO? In the end, a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, which is Economy Employment section. See, this topic is of relevance from essay and mains perspective. You should be able to know that what is the India scenario and what are the remedies which is suggested by the International Labour Organization and the name of the two reports, so that you can state them as facts. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from the explained section of The Hindu, and it says the lingering crisis of labour post-pandemic, and this has been given by the International Labour Organization, and the important point here is the lingering crisis of labour after the pandemic. Even though the pandemic has not ended completely, but most of the physical things have started on regular basis. So let us first see that what has happened is the International Labour Organization has recently published two reports, and the name of the two reports is, first is the Global Wage Report 2022-23, and the second report is Asia Pacific Employment and Social Outlook 2022. So you need to know that who has published these two reports, because many a times we have seen that in prelims paper it has been asked that who publishes this report, and almost every year one or the other question is being asked like this. So you should be able to know that the Global Wage Report and the Asia Pacific Employment Report has been published by the International Labour Organization, and these two reports have provided insight into the global employment scenario, that on the basis of employment what is going on in globally or in India or around the world. Then this included wages and purchasing power following the pandemic, that after the pandemic has gotten over, what is the condition of the wages? Are people earning at the same level as before the pandemic, or there is some difference in it? Then second comes the purchasing power. Purchasing power means are the people able to purchase at the same quantity or at the same frequency or at the same level the way they were purchasing before the pandemic. So we will be talking about this also. Then the Asia Pacific region lost about 22 million jobs in 2022. This is also what is said. So an important point for you to write as example, that the Asia Pacific region has lost about 22 million jobs in 2022, and when you will quote the name of International Labour Organization in your answers, then it will give authenticity and credibility to your answers. Then comes that what does the report say? The two reports, that is the Global Wage Report 2022-23 and the Asia Pacific Employment and Social Outlook, what are they talking about? So first, about the Global Wage Report, it talks about the impact of twin crisis. Twin crisis means two crises. That is, first is inflation, as the whole world is suffering from inflation. As we all know that the USA suffered one of the biggest inflation of last 40 years. UK is also suffering from inflation, and in India also we were suffering from inflation. And then the COVID-19, this is also one of the worst pandemics in history that the globe has seen. Then this created a striking decline in real monthly wages and economic slowdown around the world. We all know what happened after the COVID pandemic. There was economic slowdown, and now also the economists around the world are saying that the slowdown is coming, and this will be a prolonged slowdown. And as we know that during the COVID-19, because of all the physical activities getting shut, people lost jobs. As we already read in the last slide, that there are Asia Pacific region lost 22 million jobs in 2022. So because of this is one of the reasons of the COVID-19 also, that people lost job, and because of people lost job and was not having money in their hand, so the whole of economy suffered because of this. Then comes the real monthly wages, and we also know that when people lost their jobs and they were not earning and were not having money in their hands, then the real monthly wages also declined. So what the condition after pandemic or at the time of pandemic mostly became that there was only one or two earning members in the family, and in the family where there was only a single earning member, even those people lost their jobs and were not able to earn. So it was not that the single person was suffering, it was like the whole family was suffering, because the only member of the family was not having job in his or her hand. And now after the COVID pandemic, there are few more scenarios which has happened, which is adding on to this slowdown and the recession that we are talking about, and that is the Russia-Ukraine war and the global energy crisis. So these two events are further adding on to the crisis. Then let's talk about the Asia Pacific employment and social outlook. That this says that the Asia Pacific region has lost about 22 million jobs in 2022. So this is the most important topic of or point of this report. Then comes that the report on wages also talks about that the real and nominal wages of employees. So first is, what is real and nominal wages? See, nominal wage is adjusted figure after inflation. So like for example, if a person is earning 100 rupees and the inflation is 10%, so if it comes 110 rupees, then it means this is including inflation. So this is what, if the inflation is adjusted and the inflation is included, then this becomes nominal wage. And real wage means year on year change in real average monthly wage. It means if in 2021 December a person was earning 100 or spent 100, then in 2022 December, what is the ability of the person to earn or what is the ability of the person to spend. Like for example, in 2021 December the person was earning 100, and in 2022 December the person is earning around, you can say, 120. So this 20 rupees will be the difference in the real wage, but real wage does not counter inflation. The inflation is countered by the nominal wage. Now let us talk about that what is wage. What is wage according to the report, wages report. So wage is consist of total gross remuneration, total gross remuneration. Like for example, if a person has a salary of 35k, so the overall salary that every component included is 35k, then that would be the gross salary. The total gross remuneration including regular bonuses received by employees during a specified period for time, that is monthly, for example, worked, as well as for time not worked. I'll just rub this. Not worked, such as paid annual leave and paid sick leave. Like for example, like imagine you are a working professional. So if in a month you have taken in total, for example, 5 leaves, and all these leave on these 5 days, you are not going to office. It means you are not working on these 5 days, but still you are receiving your wages, because the leaves that you took was paid leaves, was sick leaves, was earned leaves, what casual leave, whatever kind of a leave it is, but you are getting paid for these 5 days of which you are not going to office but are getting paid. So this will be included under the definition of wages. So this is clear. Okay, what kind of a wage is inflation included and adjusted? That is nominal wage. And which kind of a wage is it on which inflation is not adjusted? That is real wage. And what does wage consist of? It can consist of total gross remuneration, worked as well as for time not worked. You need to look into the word not worked also, because this is where the person can get tricked by the examiner if they write that the non-working days will not be included in this. But if the person is getting paid for it, then it will be included in this. Then comes the Indian scenario. What is going on in India? Then according to the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, that is MOSPI, the nominal wages rose to 17,017 per month in 2021 from 4,398 in 2006. It means the nominal wages of a person has increased from 4,000 to 17,000. But when inflation is taking into account, if inflation is taking into account, then according to the MOSPI is real wage growth falls. Real wage growth falls to minus 0.2% in 2021, and in 2006 it was 9.3%. And this is when, if the inflation is taken into account. Then in contrast, the real wage growth in China was around 2% in 2019-22, and in Pakistan the growth was minus 3.8%. So this is what is the scenario which is going on, and especially the scenario in India, that the nominal wage growth, that the nominal wages have increased from 4,000 to 17,000 from 2006 to 2021. Then comes that, is the inequality rising around the world or not? So according to the Asia Pacific level or the Asia Pacific report, only I am using the word only, so you need to pay attention towards this. Whenever I am using the word only or all, then you have to be very careful about this. So this says only jobs in high skill occupations saw a recovery after pandemic. See, this is a very, very important point. You need to know what is going on around the world, because the report is given by a very authentic source, that only jobs in high skill occupations saw a recovery after pandemic. Then what about the people who are working at a low level? What about the people who are working at a medium level? Their jobs have not recovered. It is the high skill occupations which have recovered after the pandemic. And the concerns about increased inequality, because if the high skill occupations have recovered, it means the high skill occupations will have high pay, and if the high pay jobs have recovered, then the inequality will keep on rising, because the high pay jobs are increasing but the low pay and the medium pay jobs are not. So the inequality which was earlier this much will become this much. It means the inequality is gradually rising. Then the employment gain of 1.6% among high skill workers between 2019 and 2021, and no such substantial gain, no such substantial gain among low to medium skill workers. See, first point is important, then becomes this point, that there is high skill occupation jobs are recovering, but there is no substantial gain when it comes to the low to medium skill workers, and a significant gap in the average level of real wages between advanced G20 countries and the emerging G20 countries. See, the advanced G20 countries have a high real wages, while the emerging G20 countries like India, they do not have a very high level of real wages. I'll just give you the example also, that $4,000 per month is what the real wages in advanced economies, while on the other hand, when we talk about the emerging economies, then it is $1,800 per month. So you see that emerging economy is $1,800, while advanced economies is $4,000. So you see the gap. This is a huge gap between the emerging economies and the advanced G20 economies. So this is what is the scenario, that the inequality is
rising. Now what is the impact of job loss? What is it that the people are facing? Then millions of workers will be in a dire situation, or they are in a very, very serious situation, that the increasing cost of living, the important word here is increasing. The increasing cost of living has the greatest impact on lower income earners. So what has happened is, if you will see that because of the Russia-Ukraine war, the oil crisis has taken place, or the crude oil crisis has taken place, and because of which the gas or natural gas or oil, the rates or the prices of oil has increased very much. Now who is the one who's bound to suffer because of this? Who are the people who has lost job because of the COVID pandemic? Who are the people who have the only earning members in their families? These are the middle class people and the lower section of the society. So who is bound to suffer because of all these conditions? It is the lower section of the society, because they are not able to earn that much. But with time, the cost of living or the increasing cost of living is happening. That it is not that the cost of living is decreasing. No, that is not happening. If the crude oil is becoming costly, who is suffering? If the oil is becoming costly, or the sunflower oil or the crude oil is becoming costly, then who is suffering? It is the lower earning members of the society who is suffering. So that is what is the impact, that these people are not able to deal with the increasing cost of living. Then the income inequality is rising, as we have already seen, and the rich people are becoming more richer, while the poor people are becoming more poorer. As we have already seen in 2022, how many people have lost job in Asia Pacific. I'll just show you the scenario. See, the Asia Pacific region lost 22 million jobs, and this is talking about 2022. So imagine the situation of 2019 and 20 when COVID was at its peak. Now let's come back to this situation. Okay, then third point is that poverty will rise. 75 to 95 million people were pushed into extreme poverty during COVID-19. This point will also substantiate this point, first point, that the important point also, or important fact also, that you can write in your essay or your mains answer writing, that 75 to 95 million people were pushed into extreme poverty during COVID-19. Now let us talk about the remedies or the solutions which is suggested by the International Labour Organization. First and foremost is strengthen labour market institutions and wage policies. See, strengthening wage policies becomes very important, because this is what will give strength to the working population of the country. Then the government should focus on the gender pay gap. As we all know that if the men and the women are working on the same position, then it is the male section who are paid much more than what the female is paid. And they also need to look into the case that if a female walks out of the working environment, then it is very unlikely that the woman will come back, while on the other hand, the male section of the society will come back. There are more certainty that they will come back as compared to the females. Then the formal wage employment, this is also very important, because the formal wage employment will also bring with them the social security benefits, which is very much required by the people all around the world, and especially after the COVID pandemic, it becomes all the more important to take into consideration the health aspect. Then there is an urgent need to address the negative effects of, first is climate change, one of the most important on the talked about topic of today's time. Then increasing inequalities, as we have just seen. Poverty, discrimination, violence and exclusion, very important. Growing digital divide. Lack of vaccines. In the starting, there were people who were not even taking vaccines, and the vaccines were not available. But any of you has not taken vaccine till now, go ahead and get yourself vaccinated. Then inadequate access to sanitation and essential healthcare for all. Essential healthcare for all is very important, because we all know what we have gone through, and as a lesson that we can take from it is to keep ourselves very healthy. Then before moving towards the prelims MCQ and a mains practice question, that Drishti IAS is coming with the NCERT Foundation course. So any of you who wants to start the preparation from your scratch then can go for this course, as all the NCERTs will be covered completely, and this will be in the live online format, and the admissions are open till January 4 and the validity is for 2 years. So you can look into this. Now it's time for the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this says, consider the following statements regarding the International Labour Organization. First, it is established by the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. Second, it becomes the first specialized agency of the United Nations in the year 1946. So I want to see how good you are factually, or I have not told this in the PPT, but you need to know this. These are very basic stuff. Or if you do not know this, go and read about the International Labour Organization. Extremely important institution and organization from exam perspective also. You need to tell the correct answer, and the codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So try to do the question. Then comes the last point, and that is the mains practice question. This is for 150 words, and the question is, the COVID-19 pandemic has adversely affected the economy across the country. Discuss, the command here is discuss steps that are needed to overcome this issue as the economy recovers. What are the steps that are needed to overcome the issue that the economy recovers? This is an important word, as the economy recovers. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.